Okay, so I thought I would try another interesting ballet story, a spiritual ballet story. I think one of the reasons that people dance and sing and perform is that there is a euphoria that happens where something bigger than yourself takes you over. And I had a teacher of mine say that at a certain point you have to trust your training. You have to trust that your body actually has body memory and it does know what to do. And it's not enjoyable to watch a dancer that is so rigidly controlled or a singer that's rigidly controlled. What you want is you want that place where the person transcends their own body. They transcend their own energy field and they expand so much that they let something bigger than themselves actually in. And that's when, as an artist, you know that it's not you. So that's where it takes a lot of ego away from performers lots of times, because in those most magical of moments, you actually are very aware that it actually isn't you doing it in the first place. So many years ago, I was doing a ballet, and it was really interesting because the ballet was extremely hard, and I was being the main character, and the character was about this beautiful creature that was the bridge between heaven and earth, which was me. And this beautiful creature kept watching humanity kill itself, and anytime anybody tried to be different or tried to be special or showed a unique skill or ability, that over and over again humanity is scared of the differences and scared of not being somebody not belonging into the group, and then they go and kill that person. So there were these symbols of Jesus being crucified. There were symbols of a villager being stoned. There were images of a nuclear war, a nuclear holocaust, where everything is suddenly dead. And this character gets mad at God and says, this is so fucked up, so I want to be in control of this domain, and I am going to mature something from a blind worm-like creature into an enlightened creature, and I'm going to protect it. I'm going to protect it and not allow it to be murdered by the stupidity of the earthly realm and the stupid people within the earthly realm. And so what happened was that she did this, and of course, as soon as this creature showed itself to be slightly different, the other creatures wanted to attack it, and she protected it. And as she protected it, it suddenly transcended, and it could suddenly see. And as it could suddenly see, she could show it the history, the horrible history that was this world and this earth, and the atrocities that this dimension has done to this world. And she evolves this creature until this creature becomes equal with herself. And the moment it becomes equal with herself and they both leave this dimension together, everyone on the planet that was blind could suddenly see the whole picture. And so ballets like this are messages. They're messages to humanity about our own dysfunction and what we need to be doing very differently. And so, I did this character, and it was so incredibly hard. It was probably the hardest ballet I've ever done. I had to do turns in pitch blackness with double spots on me, and when you do that, you can't see where's front and back, and you lose track of where your edges are, and then you get thrown off your center, and so it becomes really, really hard. And a week ahead, I literally sincerely begged the universe. I said, I need help. I really sincerely, genuinely need like the goddess of dance or something. I need someone to help me with this, because this is actually a really important ballet. It's a really important message that humanity needs to understand. And so I get to the performance opening night, and I'm putting the line on my makeup for the stage, and all of a sudden I'm not in my body. I'm actually floating above my body, looking down at my body. And someone is in my body like that. And I could see everything, I could hear everything, but I wasn't in my body. And it was a very discombobulating feeling, because you're kind of like, I have no substance, like I can't physically feel anything. I'm not sitting on anything, like I'm flying, I'm floating, like what is this? And as I calmed down, I recognized that there was a goddess of dance in my body. And what was interesting is that she was so powerful that no one spoke to her. And in ballet, before you go on, somebody will say merde or toi 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 or break a leg or any of the symbols that are about good luck without saying good luck. And nobody spoke to her. Absolutely nobody spoke to her. It was like she had a wall around her. And she went out on that stage and she did steps that I have physically never, ever in my life been able to do. I mean, just, she turned forever, and I'm a good turner, but I'm not that good of a turner. And then she took one curtain call, and then the second curtain call, boom, I was back in my body. And I was having trouble feeling my legs. It was this really strange sensation. And the choreographer for that ballet, because it was opening night, comes running back and she looks me in the eyes and she goes, "That wasn't you." I don't know who that was, but I would like to thank her, because that was exactly what I've wanted this ballet to be. And we have to go look at the video. So we ran to the video and we rewound the video, because it was the old days, it was the 1980s. And the video was white. You could hear the music, and you have to understand a lot of this ballet is in the dark. And so it's kind of a black backdrop and a black wings, and it's not designed to have a lot of scenery. And it was so interesting, and she looked at me, and as we both watched this video that was white, and she said, "Well, that proves it, that being didn't want a record of her being here." But that was amazing. And so moments like that, to me, are very spiritual, and they're very transcendent, and I recognize that I have this ability to channel something through, or to be open to something coming into me and coming through me, but I don't ever let yucky things in. Like people, make accidents and they let demons or something in. I'm like, ooh, you can totally tell a demon from anything else. And but I'm not, I'm one of those people that, I have transcended and allowed something to move into my body for short periods of time. And, what was cool about that was that every performance after that, it was not as good by far as she was. But there was sort of a muscle memory in my body from her that allowed me to take risks or to lean into an edge that I maybe would have held back from before. And so that was really very cool that I learned, because one of the hard things when you get hit with spots is you have a tendency to pull backwards. And so she had this incredible ability to lean forwards instead. And that allows you to stay on that balance, because you pull up and you fall backwards. So anyway, it was really cool. And, so I say to people that are performers that these people energetically connect with something that is bigger and vaster outside of them than themselves. And they train their body, they train their mind, they train their voice in order to have the physical skill set to completely be able to let go and surrender. And I think surrender is one of the most valuable things you can possibly learn in life, especially in the right moment. And, I would say this is one of those moments that we have to surrender, and we have to recognize that we have skill sets right now, and we're going to have to trust in a flow that we don't understand. And there is a way through this, but the suggestion is to stay in the middle of the river. So don't try and get out of the river. Don't claw at the edges of the the canyons as you go down very fast. Like, just surrender and allow yourself to be right in the center of the river, and you'll find your way.